is Robbie Wells, who's the ambassador for International Human Rights and Peace Commission. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Wells. Well, good afternoon. It is great to be home in the state of South Carolina. I am a product of this state, going to Midland Valley High School in Aiken County.
So much for your time. I'm very thrilled to have you in my studio. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm always thrilled to be able to talk to you and to be able to find out what's going on with your family, because you guys have a very dear place in my heart.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. How's your road today?
It's good. I've been on the road since 2 o'clock this morning, so it's been long, but it's been good. It's been a good day.
You're always busy. Like, you're really busy. From different, parts of you, and then now you're politician.
Well, Sarah, I've known since I was a little child that one day I was going to run for president. My father actually worked with one of our former presidents, which was Jimmy Carter. And Jimmy Carter, when I was just a little kid, became the president of the United States. And it put a stamp of inspiration on me that one day I would do the same. I looked at Jimmy Carter. He was not a career politician. In fact, he was a farmer. So I knew that I could do with my career whatever it was I wanted to do and still run for the highest office in the land. So I always wanted to be an educator, a motivator, and a coach. So I went into coaching, and at the appropriate time, after about 20 years of coaching.
Oh, wow, that was wonderful. Wow, that is amazing. You have like your family background, like from a politician kind of background. So that will also inspire you, the level you are today.
Oh, well, it's been a lot of fun. I'm real humble about it. The best part about this journey is the people and being able to meet people from all walks of life. I've met people that are billionaires all the way down to homeless individuals. I've met young people all the way to people that are in their 90s, late 90s, and everybody in between. Every race, every color, every creed. I've had the opportunity with these people. And that's been the beauty of this race, is being able to actually interact with all the people.
Wonderful, wonderful. Your goal was, if you elected, you like to strengthen the relationship, the partnership between America, China, and India, and make a lot of peace in Ethiopia. Right now, it's like a huge crisis between same people. So we need peace, like we need leadership. We need ambassador to make, difference in our country.
Well, and I am more than willing to do that. In fact, I was supposed to be in Syria speaking on the beaches of Normandy in July. So I actually was supposed to get my first opportunity on the continent of Africa this past summer, but the coronavirus had a different plan for all of us, shut down travel. So that's been postponed. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you. The corona, shifted everyone's schedule. So definitely, I'm sure in the future you will do a lot in different country like Ethiopia and other nations.
Well, that's what I plan to do. Yes. And, I pray not only for the United States, I pray for the people around the world that we can get through this virus and move on to bigger and better things. Because one thing I know about the human race, we are resilient, and we as a people across all continents, the reason we have survived so long is because we've been able to overcome adversity. Right now, the adversity is this virus. So we've got to come together, the scientists and the doctors do their work so that we can get this back to normal living all across the globe.
I agree. Hopefully they will do it soon.
We hope so. Yes.
Yeah, and you unsuccessfully sought the Constitution Party nomination for president of the 2012 presidential election. Why? What is the Constitution Party?
Okay.
Let me repeat the question again.
Okay. The Constitution small third party, and back in 2012, I got it. I got it. Hear me?
Okay. Oh yeah, I hear you.
Hear me?
Yes, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
Constitution Party. Okay. Okay. The Constitution Party is a very small party. And in 2012, I was just getting started with my politics. I wanted to go for a smaller party where I could gain the experience for debating other candidates' name out there across the country, which I did. And it set up my 2016 and 2020 running as a Democrat. And of course, we started literally, Sarah, with nothing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, literally, it was just God and me. And people thought I was crazy when I first started. Nobody wanted to listen to me speak. The media would not show up. I would hold an event and there may be 2 or 3 people there. That was it. But I kept going because I knew I had a great plan. I knew I was in God's will. And if you've got a great plan and you're in God's will, as long as you're persistent, it comes to you. Well, after a few years, all of a sudden, the crowd started coming. Media started listening. And now, when I go speak, I speak in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And that's happened in China. That's happened all over the United States. That's happened several times in India. It's happened in Paris. So, you know, I hope that other people can look and say, you know what? There really is not a goal that's too lofty as long as you continue to work for it. So hopefully, maybe just out there that are younger than me that can look at what I've been doing, and maybe it'll inspire them to do the same.
Wow, rise up, you know, slogan. It's very, very like powerful word. How did you come up with this really nice word?
Well, Sarah, rise up. And I realize that we all come from different backgrounds, different religions, whatever. And I think it's important for each of us to be able to worship God in our own way and have that. It makes us have a deeper sense of meaning, not only with our family and our friends and the world, but also with God above. So I'm a born again Christian, and it was Jesus as man to rise up, take up your mat and walk. And guess what? The paralyzed man did just that. He rose up, he took up his mat, and not only did he walk, but he danced because he was so happy. Well, I look at our country, I look at the world right now. We're paralyzed. We're paralyzed for several different reasons, whether it be the economy, poverty, the murder rate, the police brutality, the coronavirus, whatever. We as a people across the globe, we have been paralyzed to a certain time to rise up. Let me say this, Sarah, okay? The darkest part of any day is midnight, okay?
Yeah.
We've all had those midnight experiences, those dark moments, such as a divorce, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, the loss of a home. Bad things have happened. Those are midnight experiences that we have all had. You know, right now, I believe that our country here in the United States, we've been going through a midnight experience. But here's the thing about midnight.
Mm-hmm. Midnight
does not last very long. Midnight only lasts for 1 minute. Because you see, at 12:01 a.m., and when it's morning time, what, Sarah? It's time to rise up. So that's where the slogan comes from. So we got to have a strong leader that motivates people to rise up.
Absolutely. Powerful word. I really love the meaning, you know, it makes huge sense with the whole thing you do. How do you come up with from no like followers, no supporters, now you have millions of supporters. So, you know, it makes huge sense, your slogan, rise up,
Well,
rise up
well,
again. So
every
you were born in Georgia and was head coach for Savannah University for football, right? So how did you become a
correct.
football coach? Do you love being a football coach?
Well, I tell you what, I love sports. I love all sorts of sports, whether it be track and field, baseball, basketball. Of course, I'd like to say congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers for just winning the NBA championship with LeBron James. Incredible player. But I truly appreciate sports. I appreciate wrestling, MMA, boxing. I've got friends that, in fact, one of the greatest boxers of all time was a guy named Sugar Ray Leonard, a friend of mine. So if you start looking at it, I've got all sorts of ties to different sports because I love the competition, the fact that we as a human race can come together and we can compete against each other, but we can do it in a friendly manner. Okay, yeah. Where we pull against each other while we're competing, but when it's over, we can just really what it should be about. That's really what politics should be about. And we try to get back to that, Sarah.
Oh yeah, definitely. It should be that way, not reverse.
Exactly.
In January 2012, you withdrew your bid for the Reform Party nomination and announced that you would instead seek the presidential nomination of the Constitution Party. Why do you want to do that?
Why did I switch? Well, the Reform Party that I did not agree with before me, that had actually sought their nomination, and I looked at this gentleman and I was like, no, I don't want to be associated with a party that had been associated with this gentleman. Now, believe it or not, this gentleman that ran for the Reform Party many, many years ago is now the president of the United States, and that was Donald Trump. Wow. But it was because Donald Trump ran for the Reform Party that I chose not to run with the Reform Party.
I see. Wow. I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah.
So
not many people do. That's a little piece of trivia.
I see. What are you doing coping with COVID-19? Okay. You travel a lot. You are very, you are a businessman and then politician. How do you cope with COVID-19?
Well, I listen to the scientists. I listen to the doctors and the medical professionals as what they say that we should do. Now, life should go on. Make no mistake, life should go on, but we should go along and be smart about it. How do you do that? Well, let's do what the scientists and the doctors say. Wash your hands, wear a face mask, stay in your circle normally. And if you do that, you're going to take care of yourself and make sure that you're not going to get the virus. I take extreme caution, not only for me, okay, but for my 86-year-old mom, because I want to make sure that she stays safe. So anything that was on me would get passed down to her, and I want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So I've got to stay very safe myself. And if each and every one of us with that type of mentality, that, you know what, it's not just protecting all of my loved ones, it's about protecting our fellow man. If we would do that, we would actually wipe this virus out pretty quickly.
I see. That is very important. So what are some of the activity you do to stay fit, to stay healthy? give us your secret. Like, you're a very fit person.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I like to work out about 5 to 6 days a week. I do take Sundays off, sometimes Saturdays too, but I do try to work out and do something at least 5 days a week, whether weights, plyos, whatever. But I do take that time. I think it's very important that we all do that we take a little bit of time every day for ourselves.
Yes.
We don't take a little bit of time for ourselves, then we're not going to be able eventually to help others. So we have to take care of ourselves.
Absolutely. I agree with you. So do you do like wise? How do you do, like in the morning?
Yeah, I go early in the morning, and I usually do like I wasn't able to go this morning because this morning I was traveling at 2 o'clock in the morning. But usually I do about 30 minutes of cardio and then a little bit of lifting, and that's about it. And I can tell, Sarah, you pretty much, you do something very similar, I would think.
You think so? And I'm very active since childhood. So I don't have time right now, but I try my best at least to work out 3 times a week at least, because having 3 little kids, that's exercise.
You did karate?
Yes, martial arts. I did.
I did too. Yeah, it was great. Martial arts is great when you're a kid because of the coordination.
Yeah, absolutely.
That it teaches you.
Yeah, it helps me, like, even like for confidence. As a little girl, I was so shy, and it helps me like to
Sure.
come out of those zones. And I was very, very active, and I was good student. Yeah.
I bet you're great. I bet you're great at it.
Yeah, I like to hear that. So, election coming up, 2020 election is on the way. So, good message for people to go out and vote. So.
Okay. So everyone, as we get closer to election day, November the 3rd, I want to make sure that I tell each and every one of you this. If you live here in the United States, you're right, your American right as an American citizen to go vote, because this is your opportunity to have a voice with who is going to represent you, not only at president, but your senators, your congressmen, your state governors, your state representatives, all the way down to city officials. Get out and that you vote. That's one of the greatest things about this country, is being able to lay it on the line and put it out there for the people to say, hey, look, this is what I want to do. But we do it, and we're supposed to do it in a democracy in a peaceful way. So if someone is in power and then somebody else takes over and wins an election, there should be a peaceful takeover of power. And that peaceful takeover of power, those two individuals, should be the same way with all of their supporters and their followers. It should be peaceful, because once we have a winner, then we need to get behind that winner. Whoever the winners are on election night, let's just make sure that we get behind them and that we support them with everything that they do. And let's make sure that we get out there and we vote for the ones that we truly, truly want, so that we can make sure to be represented in the manner that we want to be represented.
Definitely. Definitely, I agree with you. This is our chance, being American, best opportunity to vote and support whichever political party you're supporting. Go out and vote. Remember, November 3rd is the last day to vote. So start from now. You can vote absence through the mail, or you can do it in person. So make sure, put that day on your calendar. And also, you love fashion. I see you you're the way you presenting yourself, like very fashionable, very fit person, and then it looks like fashionable.
Yeah, seriously. Most people don't know that, but many years ago when I was just a student in high school and college, I actually modeled. So I do have that fashion sense, and I love to see people that go out there and they put it in front of everybody else, because it takes a lot of courage to do that, to do what you do. Like I've seen you in a fashion show there in Washington, D.C. a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And every one of those models, whether it be, I appreciate each and every one of them, because they have to come with confidence to be able to walk and be able to present themselves in front of people that they don't even know.
Yes.
How cool and how awesome is that? Very awesome.
Absolutely. It give you a lot of like courage. You know, you have to have confidence to go, you know, to walk in front of a lot of audience. So definitely. Yeah,
Yes.
that was really cool. You model when you are, you know, in high school. That was very good. It's good to know. I did not know that part of you.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. They took my pictures when I was in high school, and a lot of my still stuff, they took it to Spain. I was still here in the United States, but my pictures went over to Spain. I
Nice.
modeled actually with 17 magazine. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Very cool. Wow.
17, really big.
You still can be like suit model.
Yeah.
Model, definitely I was in touch with Hi Leader Willis.
Okay. Sure. Anything for you, Sarah. Anything for you.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Okay, we are in Monday Motivation. This is all about motivating everyone. So what is Monday for you? Has motivation. What is Monday for you?
Well, Monday is the beginning of the work week. And as far as my recipe for success, it's very, very simple. There's several little steps that I take. I just keep doing the same thing, and I keep doing the same thing. And as long as you're getting great results, keep doing it. Here's what I do. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I make my bed. And you say, well, why do you make your bed?
Wow. Okay.
And they say, well, why do you make your bed? Well, you're taught that in the military. And, you know, I did serve. I served in the military for a while. But when you make the bed, if you have a bad day, when you come home to a bed that's made, that you made.
Absolutely.
That you made. That's right. So make them for the rest of the day. After I make my bed, I'm up and I pray, I read a little bit, I meditate, and I work out. This is my time in the mornings, okay? And then from there, I go on and I start my day as far as my daily activities, as far as my business is concerned, or my political career is concerned. But I live by 3 rules while I'm doing anything that I'm doing throughout the day. Rule number 1, do right. It's only 2 words, do right.
Right.
Because see, right is right, wrong is wrong.
Absolutely.
But right doesn't hurt anyone, okay? Rule number 2, okay, do your whatever it is, whether it be business, politics, sports, a relationship, whatever it may be, do your very best. Put your best foot forward and always try to achieve excellence, knowing that you're not going to achieve excellence. There's always going to be room for improvement, even if you're a champion. And then rule number 3, treat other people the way you want to be treated. Absolutely. Better known as the golden rule. That's right. But 2, which is do my very best, it goes back to rule number 1, because I'm doing right. And then rule number 3, treat other people the way I want to be treated. If I'm doing that, it goes back to rule number 1, which is do right.
Do right.
So really, if you just live by that one rule, those 2 words on that one rule, do right. But if you will do right, you can't go wrong.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was so great you supporting women's like myself. Like I see you, like you always send me a message, uplifting message. You know, I'm still trying to get to the level I want to be. And it's so great to have support, especially big leader like you. You are amazing. Like, especially you support a lot of women's and men's single moms. That is really amazing. And I really want to say thank you for you doing that. Who's working hard, they want to accomplish that. You know, there's a lot of struggle behind. So what message do you have? Yeah.
All the young people out there, listen to me very carefully. Any goal worth achieving will not come easy. It's going to take some time, whether it be winning an election, whether it be a sport, whether it be a business, or even a relationship. It's going to take hard work to make it work. Be willing to put that work in. Be willing to go the extra mile and do a little bit more. Whatever is required, do a little bit more. Go beyond what anybody else does. And understand this too. All you young people listening right now, we don't have very long on this planet. Okay, we've got a very short period of time. Every person here can be productive. Think about this. The average individual, when they finish college, they're about 2 years old. Okay, so from the time they're 22 until they're about 54, 55, they're pretty productive in their professional career. That's about 32 years. Well, if you start thinking about that, if they only work a 40-hour week, that means that only 25% of any of their life is being productive, which means that 75% they're not. If you think about it, 25% of our life is spent sleeping, actually 33%, because most people sleep about 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So if you start thinking about it, you're only 25% of their life. So out of that 32 years, you're really only productive for about 8 of them. So what are you going to do with your 8 years? Are you going to be one of those that just tries to get by? Or are you going to be one of those that tries to extend and do more instead of just having 8 years? How many years do you really want to have? Do you want to have 10? Do you want to have 15? Do you want to have 20? Me, I don't sleep very much because I want to be as productive as I can right now. Your time is limited and it goes by so fast. It seemed like just yesterday I was 1990. That was 30 years ago. But it does. It flies just like that. So for all you young people listening right now, just realize, put in that little bit of extra effort. Make yourself stand apart from everybody else. And whatever your field is, make yourself to be the very best at whatever it is you're doing.
And thanks so much for the powerful message.
It's always good to talk to you. And it's always good to be able to share with the future leaders of this country, which is the young people.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for coming to my meeting and then having a great time with you. Thanks so much it's great to have you. And I hope one day you're going to come back with showing us your coaching skills, exercise with you, like on Zoom. I hope you can train me.
Okay, Sarah, I'll be happy to. But only you, Sarah, because you know, and I think anybody else that is in our circle knows that about you. I know that my campaign manager and his wife that were with me that time when we came to your fashion show,
yeah,
they were like, "Yeah, you really, really like Sarah." I was like, yeah, because Sarah, you represent what our country is supposed to be about. You really do. You represent what this country should be. And everybody coming here looking to the United States to be that beacon light of freedom and to be able to come here and pursue great things, which is what you've done. And not only have you been able to pursue great things with your fashion side, but you're a great mom. You've got 3 beautiful children, okay? So if you start thinking about that, everybody else, look at Sarah. Look at what Sarah's done, because Sarah represents America. You really do. You do. You represent America.
I try my best because I start families in very young age. So I'm trying my best. I'm working every day. So hopefully one day my dreams is gonna come true. And thank you so much for uplifting me, and thank you for coming and having a great time with you.